Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be talking about, are we spending too much money? Are we seeing too many random things popping up that we are going to be starting to invest our money in that are just really not worth it? We're going to talk about that, mainly the Dynamax, okay? And we're also going to be going over Falinks Raid Day, as well as some tips and Pokemon that you want to use. So we're going to start it off with the Falinks Raid Day, and then we're going to go into the Gigantamax. But before we do start, I just want to clear this up. So LeakDuck put out an amazing little article, or I would just, a few paragraphs describing why we're even going to want to do Dynamax raids. So there's Dynamax, the ones that we currently have, or at least what we're going to get, and what we have right now, the couple of Pokemon that we have. And then later down the line, we're going to be seeing Gigantamax, which are going to be a whole new form, and we're going to need probably the Dynamax. So essentially, in a nutshell here, all right, you're like, what's the point? Why are we even doing these? We're doing Dynamax battles, raids, and we're going to need Dynamax Pokemon to do more Dynamax, to collect more Dynamax. We have raids. What are we doing here? Well, it's just another collecting thing. And that's just what it is. They're kind of reinventing, reimagining the raids, more so as to how they want them to be. Now, they've already let the cat out of the bag with the regular raids. You can go in there with a full lobby, 20 people, max counters, take it out in seconds, no problem. And if you have very little people in your area and you struggle to find people, I understand. But for the rest of the world, that's just the way it works, okay? So that's where we're at. Raids are very easy technically. When it comes down to these Dynamax raids, no more remote raids, no more going in there with a full team of 6 or full lobby of Pokemon or people. You're going to be limited to a couple of people in there with you, and then once you're knocked out your Pokemon, then you're going to have to find strategies to cheer on your opponents, heal them, and even leveling up your Dynamax Pokemon, powering them up with these different levels. So essentially, that's where we're at. I mean, you even have the Pokemon app itself. I wouldn't call it mocking. I have to say, that's the kind of energy that I like to see. What do? They put up this tweet. Somebody said from Pogo Central, correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to get Dynamax Pokemon to battle more Dynamax Pokemon, to keep on battling and to collect more Dynamax. And then they replied with, why yes, at the Pokemon app. I mean, or at least hashtag. That's the kind of energy that I like to see. Some of you are like, oh, they're just mocking us. Okay, well, we don't have to play the game. And trust me, I will burn Niantic when they need to be burned. I do it all the time. But, there's a time and a place for it. This time, we have to be a little bit optimistic to see what we're going to be able to get in the future here and what it's going to lead up to. I personally think this is welcome. It may be a little bit confusing to some people right now, but as time goes on, you're going to understand exactly why they're doing this. And is it a money grab? Everything in business is going to revolve around money, and you can always say it's a money grab to some degree. Yes, we know that their practices have been a little bit shady in the past, and they just disregard us, and oops, we forgot to turn on the shinies, and oops, we forgot to turn on the special backgrounds, and they've made up for those things sometimes, not all the time, but when those times come, we will call it out. But for this, we're just gonna have to ride it out to see what's gonna happen, and nobody's forcing you to spend money either. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and get into this video now. I just wanted to clear up the air here. So let's kind of speed run through this. Falinks Raid Day is going to be going down Sunday, September 8th at 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. This is going to be a tier 3 raid. You can do this by yourself. Bonuses without the ticket are going to be Falinks will be appearing at the raids, receive up to 5 additional free raid passes at the gyms. Those are the ones that you have to use, and then you get another one, okay? So keep that in mind, plus the free one that you get for that day, so technically 6. An increased chance to encounter shiny Falinks, which I guess looks pretty good, but the Pokemon is useless for now. And then you do have the remote raid limit is going to be increased to 20 from September 7th at 5 p.m. until Sunday, September 8th at 8 p.m. PDT. All right, so for the people who pay $5 for the Falinks ticket, shout out to everybody who keeps buying me tickets. I really love you all. I appreciate you in the best way. You are all awesome. So for $5 for this Falinks ticket or equivalent in your area, you're going to get you're going to get 8 additional raid passes, so 14 on top of the free ones, plus your free daily one, so you got that going on. An increased chance to get an XL candy from the battles. So that's the actual XL candy, not for Falinks. So that's going into your bag. Doesn't state anything like Lucario Raid Day. That was absolutely OP, and I can't believe I still missed that. Jeez Louise, that's insane. 50% more XP from the raid battles, and ×2 starters from the raid battles as well. You do what you got to do. Yes, there's a ticket. Is it worth it? If you're going to do all of them, yeah. And then beyond, yes, it's worth it. All right, so 3-star raid, simple enough. All right, now let's talk about Go Big. Go Big is going to be happening on September 10th, all right, till the 15th. That's when they're going to unleash the Dynamax Pokemon in these power spots, okay? So right now we're building up our Dynamax Pokemon to be ready for when we do encounter them, and I see what they're doing. For the bonuses, you're going to get ×2 XP for winning the max battles and ×2 XP for spinning the Pokestops, okay? And then we also have this little thing in the shop, and everybody's like, what about the max particles? The limit sucks, the limit sucks. And I agree, it does. Patience is the key, and also reading between the lines is also another thing in life that people don't really seem to understand how to do. Now, I'm not saying you people don't, or anybody out there that's watching me, but I'm just saying in general, the populace doesn't really understand or doesn't care because they're too fast-paced, or they want you to spoon-feed you everything. So what we're gonna see here is for $7.99 or equivalent in your area, you're gonna be able to pick up some max particles. 4,800 is what it's looking like you're going to be getting here. So max particle pack bundle will feature 6 max particle packs for a total of 4,800 particles for your Dynamax needs. So it looks like their limit is going to be increased to what? I don't know, maybe 10,000. That's just a shot in the dark. 48 for this pack. Maybe the limit will be like 8,000. So right now the current limit is, I do believe, 1,000. I was able to go over that today. We're going to take a look at that. So are we being sucked dry by Niantic with our wallets here, and they're just siphoning money? I mean, again, at the end of the day, you do not need to purchase this. There's plenty of free-to-play players out there. JC, you know what I'm talking about. Cool guy. He plays for free. I don't know if he ever buys tickets all the time, but it is doable. And the guy still loves the game and still out there grinding too. So just keep that in mind. Well, I'm going to get left behind. Well, that's on you. What do you want us to do about it? Or Niantic? Sure. This is the world we live in. Welcome to the pay-to-win world, unfortunately. That's the way it rolls. So there is that. Max particles increase in your bag will happen for sure, okay? Also, I think I forgot to mention something. Oh no, we already went over that. Fantastic. All right, now let's go ahead and start this video, and then we're going to get into counters for Falinks here. What we're going to look at is just me going and getting some particles and then doing that trick, and we're actually going to be able to get 1,020 particles. All right, so we'll go ahead and start that right about now. All right, so it seems like they're kind of shuffling them around and reorganizing. Looks like there's another LLC in my neighborhood, so there's another one right across the street. The one to the left there has been staying for a while. This one that we're going to go to next that I tapped on and the game froze, so I had to restart the game. It's frozen right there. All right, we restarted it, sitting awkwardly in front of everybody's house, and it's really weird, but okay, they're fine. We'll go ahead and move along. I got a decent looking car, so I don't look too shady. All right, so we're collecting our particles here. You want to reach a certain point, and then you're going to want to collect the kilometer particles. So we have 1,020 already. We made it up to 700 something. We collected the 300 particles that we get from the distance, and now we're at 1,020, which is fantastic. We went over the limit, like getting 5 remote raid passes when you've only got 2, and then you purchase 3. It's kind of like that idea. Now, this Wooloo IVs are better, but I've already invested in the other one. So what am I going to do? Well, gonna keep on investing in the one that I currently made. So what the hell? Let's go, Dubwool. Let's go ahead and power this one up here because I already made the investment. I'm not gonna do this in the future, but I already screwed up this one, so we might as well just roll with it. But word to the wise, if you haven't done this yet, you may want to wait until you see which Wooloo is gonna be better for you, and then make the correct investment for yourself. And then of course you're going to get the squirrel. All right, so you do have that as well. I personally have that, and I will be investing in that for the next couple of days. So we are looking pretty good here. We're collecting those particles, and if I forgot to mention, and I showed it in the video, somebody put this in the comments. Yes, you can tap on the power spot, then you can back out without tapping on any of them, and they will just accumulate, and you will get those. So you don't need to sit there and tap on all of them, although it could be fun to do that. So I did reach my limit here at this point, so I am going to try to wait. Nope, I just reached the limit. That one, quite surprising. So I'm able to collect up to 460 now, and we're looking pretty good. So it's best that you're going to want to go out there and collect these, so you are going to be ready to go. Falinks Raid counters. We're going to keep this moving right away. Falinks, what are the best counters? Well, number 1 is going to be Mega Rayquaza with Dragon Ascend. Now, I'm not going to say this is number 2 because numbers have kind of changed. And then you do have Fairy and Psychic alongside it too to help you out that are going to be doing pretty good for you. So flying is your number one thing that you're going to want to use. I am setting up a couple of different Pokemon here. Lugia is not your number one flyer. Shadow Salamence with Fly is definitely going to be on your list to use with Dragon Tail. Shadow Moltres is also going to be pretty good for you to use as well. And then I'm personally going to be using my Staraptors because you know I'm just a Staraptor guy. Both of those are going to be going on the team, the powered up 50. You have various other flying type Pokemon that I'm just randomly looking at here. Let's go ahead and go with Psychic. Of course, Mewtwo is going to be your number one, or at least Shadow Mewtwo is going to be number one. Now, when it comes to Dawn Wings, it does have Future Sight. When it comes to Duskmane, it does have Future Sight. Shadow Claw has been improved for raids. It is so much more better. It is God tier now. So these might prove to be pretty good for you. If you do have them powered up, might as well use them, and don't change Seal Strike or Moongeist Beam. Go with the other move. More than likely it's going to be your Dark Pulse or Iron Head. Put Future Sight, you're going to be good to go. Now you do have Fairy, Shadow Gardevoir, Mega Alakazam. Those things are going to be doing great. You do have I call mine the Ozark, but that Fairy up at the top there, I don't know why is Zacian. Okay. Or not Zacian, Xerneas. All the Z's, I'm just mixing them up. Look at that 98 after I powered up the other shiny. Yeah. The other shiny's pretty good. That's my team. Rayquaza, 2 Staraptors, Shadow Moltres, and then you can see the last 2 there, okay? And then also you can make your Dynamax team. I have mine ready to go because I have 3 Pokemon, so we're going to be looking good for that. This was just a speed through video, folks. I wanted to get this done quickly here, get the information out to you quick and clear and understandable so you are ready to go for Falinks, as well as kind of understanding the Dynamax raid situation a little bit better. I see a lot of people posting the season of profits, the season of max money, you know, just kind of a meme to, you know, knock on Niantic, which, look, I'm not here to defend them, but at the same time, there's a time and a place to call out things and a time and a place to kind of, when everybody's going left, you want to stand up and say something and go right, because everybody seems to just be jumping off the cliff and you're like, stop doing that. I gotta help. All right. But it's not that dire or serious, obviously. But people are mocking it, making fun of them. Max profits for the season, which very well could be. Seems like it, like always, seems like it's been like that for a couple of years now. But the Dynamax raids are going to be fun. I guarantee you're going to enjoy them in the future. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people who still hate the idea, who don't like it, who want nothing to do with it. And you can completely go about your day without even worrying about it. But when we get those Gigantamax, don't come crying over to Niantic saying, well, are we going to make us do the other thing so we can get those too? Okay, so yes, fear of missing out and kind of keeping up and starting to get that ball rolling so that you're ready for when these do come. You'll have all your Dynamax Pokemon powered up, ready to go, so you can participate, because obviously, well, I can't say obviously, they're obviously coming, the Gigantamax, but I wouldn't say in the obvious way that they're releasing the Dynamax. We'll have to see, but probably in the similar fashion, I would assume, and it's going to kind of feed off of that, and the people who did keep up are going to be able to jump into those and really kick their asses, as opposed to the people who ignored it. They're going to have to start building up their Dynamax, and then once they're powered up enough, then they'll be able to start encountering and doing these Gigantamax raids too. Just putting that out there, okay? I could be completely wrong. You can disagree with me, say whatever you want. We're good to go. Leave it down below in the comments and tell me what you think. But I just wanted to bring you that information. Let me know what's up, folks. I'm pretty excited for this. I'm just being optimistic, okay? It's not good to always mope around and be a little optimistic. This has gone on a little too long. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care.